regardless of whether you identify as a believer or an atheist. When faced with adversity, it's common to instinctively invoke the name of a higher power, the universe, a mentor, an ancestor, or any other entity that holds significance in your personal beliefs. It's a universal tendency, a rule of thumb in times of trouble. Prayer, a venerable practice entrenched within myriad religious and spiritual customs, fulfills multifaceted roles as a channel for communion with the divine, a sanctuary for solace, and a conduit for seeking guidance and support. Despite the earnest intentions underpinning prayer, individuals frequently grapple with feelings of frustration when their supplications appear to be met with silence, or, even more disconcertingly, yield unintended repercussions and undermine their wills and objectives. The discrepancy between expectations and outcomes often exacerbates feelings of disillusionment and spiritual distress. In such moments of existential struggle, individuals may find themselves questioning the efficacy and purpose of their prayers. Grappling with the age-old dilemma of reconciling human desires with divine will. 1. Rote repetition undermines the profound significance of prayer. Many religious traditions prescribe specific prayers or mantras to be recited repetitively. While this practice in some ways bespeaks discipline and focus, it may also devolve into standard mechanical stump speech, devoid of true connection or understanding. When prayers become mere rituals performed out of habit rather than heartfelt expressions, they are less likely to yield meaningful results. Here's what Joyce Meyer said: "Prayer is simply talking to God like a friend and should be the easiest thing we do each day." 2. Engaging in transactional prayer and sometimes compensation-seeking prayer to make up for life's discontent. Prayer is not asking. Prayer is putting oneself in the hands of God at His disposition and listening to His voice in the depth of our hearts, said Mother Teresa. Some individuals approach prayer with a transactional mindset, treating it as a means of bartering with the divine. They may bargain with God, promising to fulfill certain obligations in exchange for desired outcomes. This approach overlooks the essence of prayer as an act of surrender and humility. When prayers are driven by self-interest and the desire for immediate gratification, they often fail to align with higher spiritual principles. Therefore, a fiasco in general. 3. Lacking authenticity, expect no answerability. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. Said Mahatma Gandhi, authenticity is key to effective prayer. When individuals suppress their true thoughts and emotions, offering only what they believe they should feel or say, their prayers lack sincerity. Genuine prayer requires vulnerability and honesty for individuals to express their fears, doubts, and struggles openly. Without authenticity, prayers may feel hollow and disconnected from the innermost self. 4. Be attached to outcomes and not the prayer themselves. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays, said Søren Kierkegaard, the Danish theologian, philosopher, poet, social critic, and religious author. One of the most common pitfalls in prayer is the attachment to specific outcomes. When individuals cling rigidly to their desires and expectations, they limit the possibilities for divine intervention. True surrender involves releasing attachment to the outcome and trusting in a higher wisdom that may have a different plan. The inability to let go of control can result in feelings of disappointment and disillusionment when prayers seemingly go unanswered. 5. Lack of faith or trust, as a fake believer always believes in nothing divine. Effective prayer requires a foundation of faith or trust in the divine. Doubt and skepticism can undermine the potency of prayer, creating barriers to receiving guidance and blessings. Cultivating trust involves relinquishing the need for certainty and embracing a stance of openness and receptivity. Without faith, prayers may lack the power to manifest positive change in one's life. 6. Cut out your inner self and let the materialistic world lead you to the moments of prayer. Many individuals struggle to cultivate a sense of inner stillness and presence, which are essential for deep prayer. Distractions, busyness, and constant stimulation can hinder the ability to connect with the divine within. Without taking the time to nurture this inner connection, prayers may feel futile and superficial. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays, said Søren Kierkegaard. Let us approach prayer not as a means to manipulate outcomes, but as a sacred dialogue with the divine, enriching our lives with wisdom, guidance, and grace.